Beautiful. Right away, look at that. It's nuts. Did you guys see that attack speed? Oh my gosh. Look at my health and look at my essence. Ridiculous. Bro, I'm like straight up falling asleep in this nightmare dungeon right now. It's too easy, man. It's literally too easy. Unbelievable. That was nuts. Alright, so look at this, guys. 30,000 attack power, just me standing there, okay? 11,000 armor. And 22,000 life, okay? Alright, guys, so no cap. This build is absolutely insane. Like, I have yet to play a better feeling Bone Spear build. I've been playing with other people, I've been watching other content creators, and every other build I've seen lacks in either survivability, in damage, or in essence generation. This has none of those issues. I'm not even joking, guys. You guys will see in the gameplay footage, this build is disgusting, okay? But anyways, let's get right into it. First things first, Harlequin Crest Shaco. The best helmet for this build, okay? Like, specifically this one. You can run Andario's Visage, but to be honest, like, this helmet is way better. Like, you're gonna need the 20% damage reduction. You want the maximum life, all stats, the 4 ranks to your Bone Spear. I've been hearing people lately say Andario's Visage is better to proc Exposed Flesh. We're not even using Exposed Flesh. And you guys are gonna see we're not even remotely worried about Essence in this build. Like, we really need to be running this mainly because of the 4 ranks to all our skills. All the skill points that we don't use, we can allocate into passives that make this build insane. So you really want to be running Shaco, okay? For the chestplate, we're going to be running the Shielding Storm aspect, which is each time that Bone Storm damages an enemy, gain a barrier equal to 5% of your base life for 10 seconds. This is huge. You need this on your chestplate because it's just insane survivability. It's going to be very difficult for you to die if you have Bone Storm up and you have this aspect, so you really need this. For the affixes, the most important ones you want on this are going to be total armor and maximum life. These are huge for your survivability. You need these two on your chest plate. If you want to go for more survivability, you can go with some damage reduction instead of damage and bone skill damage. But to be honest, we're already like super tanky and we're not taking very much damage at all. So I decided to stack damage and add a little bone skill damage as well. So that was my choice though. You can go with damage reduction if you want. For the gloves, we're going to be running the Aspect of Serration, which is the Ossified Essence Key passive aspect. For the affixes, we're going to go Critical Strike chance, Critical Strike damage with bone skills, or Critical Strike damage, either one. Lucky hit chance, and 4 ranks of Bone Spear. For the pants, we're going to go with Debalt's Will. This pairs obviously perfectly with the Vampiric power. Super important. You need it for your essence. It is amazing. You will never run out of essence as long as you have this. It is a crazy combo. And on top of that, it stacks damage along with Doombringer and our chestplate on our amulet. So this is really good. For the boots, we're going to be going with the Ghostwalker aspect. I went all stats, intelligence, damage, and resistance. We went with movement speed and essence cost reduction. But the most important part about these boots are going to be the maximum evade charges, because you want to be able to use your metamorphosis every 2 seconds, because every 2 seconds you will be able to gain the essence if you keep your metamorphosis at level 1. So that's really important because you're pretty much always going to have essence as long as you have that combo. And of course, the crown jewel of the build, Doombringer. So this inherently has 26.2 critical strike damage, 26.2% damage, and 29.2% core skill damage, which is insane. That's already those are the 3 most important affixes that we need for our damage. But on top of that, it's got 41.4 maximum life, which is gonna give us, again, insane survivability. And on top of that, we have up to a 5% chance to heal 1,587 life, which we're actually stacking lucky hits. So this happens very often, which is really nice. We're always healing at all times with Doombringer. It's the same thing with the aspect. It's also lucky hit, so we're going to be proccing it a lot, doing both damage and reducing damage done to us by 20% for 5 seconds, which is, again, really, really good. So, again, you need Doombringer. It is an amazingly good sword for this build. I think a lot of people are sleeping on this. For the amulet, we're going to be going with the Grasping Veins aspect. For the affixes, we're going to go with Intelligence, Damage, Total Armor, and 3 ranks of the Evulsion passive. Again, if you would like to, you can take off the Intelligence and the Damage and add damage reduction to this instead if you would like to be tankier, but like you guys will see, I don't think we're going to need it. I think we're going to be able to comfortably spec a little bit more into damage, and we'll also be tanky as well. So for our first ring, we're going to go with the Splintering aspect, which is the Bone Spear aspect. We're going to go critical strike chance, critical strike damage with bone skills, and lucky hit chance. So yeah, we're going all crit strike damage with this build. So I think this is a perfect ring. I do prioritize the lucky hit chance over everything else. You want as high as a lucky hit chance as you can possibly get on your rings. So yeah. And my favorite ring in the whole game, Ring of Starless Skies, critical strike chance, critical strike damage, core skill damage, lucky hit chance. And of course the aspect is absolutely ridiculous. This is gonna pair insanely well with Bone Spear. A lot of people are saying that you should use the Sacrilegious ring. I honestly think that is a huge mistake. I honestly don't see the appeal on having like your corpse skills just like going off all around you randomly, but I guess some people really like it. I personally prefer the essence and all the damage and lucky hit that this offers, but you know, to each their own. You can replace this with the Sacrilegious ring if you really want to, but I wouldn't recommend it, okay? And of course the Lidless Wall. This is going to give you 80% main hand weapon damage, which is insane, okay? Attack speed, which we're really trying to also lean into. This is also going to be your resource generation with the up to a 5% chance to restore primary resource. You really, really want a super high roll on that, if not a perfect roll, because it is how you're going to be getting your essence back. So, and of course the aspect on this is super important because it's what gives us all our bone storms everywhere. You really want at least a decent roll on this, if not perfect. If you get a low roll on this, you want to get a new one. So, all right, so for our vampiric powers, we're going to go with Undying, which is going to heal us every time we cast a skill. This is going to pair really, really well with our Doombringer. We're just going to be healing just by spamming our Bone Spear, so it's really, really good. Next, we got Sanguine Brace. When you kill an enemy, fortify for 6.0% of your base life, which is insane. And while you have more fortified than half of your maximum life, you gain 8.0 critical strike chance, which is insane for us, of course, because we're all about our crit strike chance, so this is perfect. Next, we're going to go with Prey on the Weak. We deal 16 increased damage to vulnerable enemies. Enemies are vulnerable while affected by a vampiric curse from your other vampiric powers. And next, of course, we got Metamorphosis, which we will be using with Tibalt's Will to gain essence every 2 seconds. You need to have this at level 1 so that you can use it every 2 seconds. If you have it at level 3, you'll only be able to use it every 4 seconds, which honestly isn't detrimental. I've done it and I honestly didn't think it was that bad. But if you want like the maxed out version of this build, you do want your Metamorphosis at level 1. And lastly, we got Ravenous, which honestly might be my favorite vampiric power. I absolutely love that attack speed. I think it is amazing when it procs. It is super cool. I love it. So highly recommend this one. The skill tree is exactly as before. We're going to go 1 into Bone Splinters and 1 into Enhanced Bone Splinters. We're going to go 3 into Unliving Energy, 3 into Imperfectly Balanced, 3 into Hewed Flesh. Then we're going to go all into Bone Spear, all the way to Paranormal Bone Spear. 1 into Grim Harvest, 3 into Fueled by Death, 3 into Death's Reach, 3 into Death's Embrace, 3 into Amplify Damage. Then we're going to go 3 into Serration, 3 into Compound Fracture, and 3 ranks of Evulsion. Then we're going to go 3 into Standalone, 3 into Memento Mori, 3 into Inspiring Leader, and then Bone Storm, Prime Bone Storm, and Supreme Bone Storm. And of course, the Ossified Essence key passive. So I haven't changed anything in the Paragon board since the last Doombringer build, so I'll just go through it really quickly. I'll also let you know what I'm going to be changing when I get a Tears of Blood glyph so that you guys know what to change as well. So for our first glyph, we're going to go with Sacrificial. For our second board, we're going to go with Bone Graft. And for our second glyph, we're going to go with Gravekeeper. For our third board, we're going to be going with Scent of Death. And for our glyph, we're going to be going with Imbiber. For our fourth board, we're going to be going with Flesh Eater. And for our fourth glyph, we're going to be going with Exploit. And for our fifth board, we're going to be going with Wither, but we're only going to be using it to max out our Essence right here. So when I get the Tears of Blood glyph, I will be taking out all of these points right here. I will also be replacing Gravekeeper with Essence. And I will be replacing Exploit with the new Tears of Blood glyph. And using all our leftover Paragon points from Wither to really max out the radius. So after the new Tears of Blood comes out, the only glyphs we'll be using really are going to be Sacrificial, Imbiber, Essence, and the new Tears of Blood. So we're going to be running 4 total, including the Tears of Blood. I'll have a more detailed explanation once I actually have a Tears of Blood, and I can show you guys what I mean. So I know I went really fast on the Paragon points and the Paragon board, but I figured you guys could either pause it, or there will be a build guide in the description for those who prefer it. So this build pretty much covers every possible aspect that you will need. You got damage, you've got survivability, you've got essence generation, you've got life generation, you've got attack speed. It's insane. I'm excited for you guys to try it out and let me know what you think. But yeah, for now, enjoy the gameplay and good luck, guys. I'll see you guys at the Abattoir of Zir. All right, here we go. Beautiful. Right away, look at that. It's nuts. Did you guys see that attack speed? Oh my gosh. Ridiculous. I'm not being careful at all either, by the way. I'm just straight up running into these hordes. Look at my health. Look at my essence. It's nuts. Easy. Easy. Yup. Look at my health and look at my essence. Ridiculous. And I'm getting hit, by the way. Like, it's not like I'm not getting hit. I am not being careful. It's dumb. Man, too easy. Look at that. That was ridiculous. Crazy. Look at my health and my essence. Like, just keep an eye on it. It's just nuts. Bro, I'm like straight up falling asleep in this nightmare dungeon right now. It's too easy, man. It's literally too easy. Unbelievable. That was nuts. Crazy. It's ridiculous. I'm like not even trying. I'm actually not trying. I'm having, oh man, that's actually crazy. I think that's the most I've been damaged this entire game. And if I would have had Bone Storm up, I wouldn't have even gotten hurt. Easy. Easy peasy. That was annoying. Look at my health and my essence. Crazy. It's insane. The damage we do on this is crazy. I mean, we're no barbarian or anything, but oh man, I got hit. Damn, I got hit again. But yeah, look at this damage. Like, pretty easy kills, you know? Ridiculous. That was so fast.